welcome to Get Active TV. I'm Dawn, and I'll be leading you all through a yoga and Pilates practice this morning. So, as you can see, I only have my mat, and that's all you will need for your practice today. Unless you need some padding for your elbows, your wrists, or your knees, you're gonna just need an extra towel that you can fold up to be a small cushion. Let's all come into a seated position right now, all right? And listen out for the options as well. So whenever I say option 1, it is always going to be easier. And with option 2, it is always going to be a little bit harder, right? So listen to your body. The moment you start to feel yourself taking shallower breaths, you're holding your breath just to do the movements, you might want to take it back a notch, even come into child's pose, or just sit down for a while, rest, and then join me again, okay? So take your time to build up your strength, your stamina, and your flexibility. Don't rush into it. We're coming into a cross-leg sit, and if you can have one leg in front of the other or one leg on top of the other, to help you sit up tall, all right, I'm going to have you start off with Ujjayi breathing. This is the way that you're going to try to breathe whenever the going gets tougher, all right? I'll talk about the Pilates breathing later so we don't get confused. For the first half, we're just going to do some yoga, right? Relax your shoulders. And if you can just close your eyes for me, either halfway or all the way. That helps you to tune out your sight and just tune in more to your breathing. Breathing is the key to you getting more out of your practice, and it is also the key to us helping ourselves to switch on our deep core muscles a lot better. So your breathing is going to help you not just get the air in and out, to help you also work on the breathing muscles inside, but at the same time, it also helps you to massage your internal organs to a certain extent. So we do want to feel the rise and the fall of your diaphragm, your belly. And to listen to our breath is going to help us to tune in more to our breathing. So try to listen to the sound of your breath. As you inhale, it is natural. But on the exhale, I want a fuller breath out. It's like you're trying to say HA, but your mouth is closed. Let's do that together just 2 more times, all right? Inhaling through your nose. Exhale, mouth closed, ha. And just 1 more time here. Inhale. Mouth closed, ha. We're going to open your eyes and interlock your fingers, 4 of them. Turn your palms towards me, still seated tall. As you extend your arms up, imagine like it's just giving yourself a stretch like a cat after you wake up. And as you exhale, round your back. So your shoulder blades reach back and your knuckles reach forwards. Inhale, press forwards and up. So it's giving our stretching, our gripping muscles a bit of a stretch here. All right, exhale, round your back. So let's do that 2 more times together. Inhale, press your hands forwards and up. And then exhale, round your backs. 1 more time here. Inhale, broaden across your chest. And exhale. We're going to take our hands behind us this time round. Interlock your fingers. Press your palms against one another. Now take your hands over towards your right side waist and drop your head in that direction as well. So just stretching your tense neck and shoulder muscles here. Inhale, take your arms back. And exhale, knuckles towards your left side waist, drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Now try to press your elbows towards the wall behind you as well, okay? Inhale, come back and we'll do that just 1 more time. Exhale, and this gives you a gentle stretch across the front shoulder, one side at a time. Inhale. 1 last one here, knuckles over towards your left side waist. Drop your left ear to left shoulder. And then slowly coming back up. Center. Take your arms out to the sides and let's come into a gentle side bend here. With your right arm extended down, left arm overhead. Let's change it over, other side. And I did not move my pelvis. I'm grounded through both sides of my sits bones here. Inhale. Let's do that 1 more time. Right side, extend. And let's do that 1 more time, other side. Left side, extend. And then coming back towards the center, let's come into all 4s facing the front of your mat. So we're going to have your palms shoulder width apart and your knees hip width distance, right? As you inhale, let's come into a few cat cows first, right? Arch your back and look up. And as you exhale, round your back, tuck your chin in towards your chest, look towards your stomach. And inhale 3 more times like this, just warming up your spine. Exhale, warming up the muscles around the front side and the back of your torso, your neck. Exhale, tuck chin in. So feel a little bit of compression to the front of your neck here. One more time here, last one, looking up. And exhale, round the back, tuck the chin in towards your chest. Coming back to a neutral position here, let's have your 10 fingers spread open. Tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back. Can you take one baby step backwards for me at the same time? All right. Now I just want you to bend your right knee, keep your left leg straight, and then switch it over. So as we do one leg at a time here, it's going to help us get a better stretch along the back of our legs, especially for those who have been sitting down for many, many hours, all right, over the weekend, probably watching too much TV. All right, this is so good for you. All right, so good, not just for your legs, but for your back also. All right, one last time here. All right, let's take baby steps forwards, okay? Right foot, left foot, until you come to the front of your mat in your forward fold. Let's take 2 full breaths to come up to a stand, okay? Inhale, exhale, halfway up, and it's kind of like dangling my spine, my head, my neck, my shoulders, arms, and then inhale, exhale, all the way to the top. Let's have our feet come together. Big toes are touching. All right, we start at the front of our mat, we end at the front of our mat. Let's take both arms up first. Inhale. As you exhale, fold forwards. Now, for those of you who need to, please bend your knees a lot. If you can, keep them slightly straight. Hands down, right leg steps back. Inhale. We're just going to warm up, okay? Don't go too fast too soon. On the exhale, let's come into your plank pose. One straight line. Let's lower our knees, lean forwards, and if you need to, just rest your stomach down to the ground as well. All right? I'm going to bend my elbows, press forwards and up into a cobra or a higher cobra. Extend your legs back. Tuck your toes, and then let's come into downward facing dog, right? Looking towards the feet is going to help me align my neck. Look forwards. Right foot steps in, and if it does not get there, please just use your arm, use your hand, guide the foot forwards, right? Left foot steps forwards as well to the front of your mat, and inhale, coming up all the way. Hands to heart center. Let's keep repeating this, all right? Inhale, this will get your heart rate up. Exhale, this will warm up all the major muscles and joints in your body. Now look straight ahead. Forward fold. Exhale, look towards your knees. Step your right leg back once again. Sink your hips. Step your left leg back again. One straight line. Lower your knees, lean forwards, bend your elbows. Keep them close to your ribs, okay? Press forwards and up, maybe higher if you can. Tuck your toes and come into downward facing dog. Let's look forwards. Bring your right foot forward. Sink your hips. You're going to stretch the front side of your left hip here. Step your left foot forwards as well. Feet together, forward fold. Inhale, coming up all the way, baby back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's repeat this again. Inhale. Exhale as you fold. Inhale to open, look straight ahead. Exhale to fold, look at your knees. Inhale, right leg back, sink your hips down. Left leg back, let's engage our inner weight training belts. Lower your knees, lean forwards, let your chest lead the way, and then draw an arc with your nose. Looking up, maybe coming into a higher cobra. Tuck your toes and come into downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, sink your hips, stretching the front of your left hip now. Left foot steps forwards, coming into your forward fold. By now, you probably feel a lot more warmed up. Inhale, coming up all the way. Hands to heart center. Let's do that again one more time. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Halfway lift, look straight. Forward fold, exhale. Right leg steps back. Inhale, sink your hips, stretching front of right hip. Left leg steps back, come into plank pose. Lower your knees, lean forwards, chest chin. Press forwards and up. As you exhale, tuck your toes, come into downward facing. Right foot steps forward, sink your hips. Hips are so much more warmed up now. Left foot steps forwards, feet to the front, forward fold. Inhale, coming up all the way, getting everything moving. Hands to heart center. So now that you're more warmed up, let's begin. And I want to start with your balancing pose first, all right? Tree pose. I'm going to face you. We're going to have our feet come together first. Like I mentioned earlier and last week as well, we depend a lot on our sight. We don't use our other senses enough, all right? So what I'd like you to do here is try option 1 first. Have your big toe on your left foot come and help you balance. And if this is really easy for you, I'd like you to place your foot against your calf. That's as far as you should go for today, because we're going to have our hands together and I'm going to have you just come to close your eyes, all right? So if you're losing your balance already, you just have your big toe come back down towards the ground. And if it's okay for you, you're going to close your eyes and just stay here for another 4 more breaths for me, all right? Keeping our eyes open makes it so much easier because you know exactly where you are in space. When you close our eyes, you notice the little muscles around your feet start to switch on so much more. They're struggling. They're trying to figure out where they are. So you start to depend a lot more on your other senses, your sense of touch, your sense of balance. So try to do this with your other standing poses a little more often now. And then we're going to keep our eyes open. I'm going to come into the second pose now, all right? So crescent lunge, we're going to have both feet on the ground, but we're back at the front of our mat. On and off, I'm going to encourage you to try to do the same thing. Either closing your eyes halfway or close your eyes all the way. We're going to step your left foot back. And for those of you who need to, please take option 1. Your knee comes down towards the ground. Option 2, you're going to keep both legs. The back foot is on tiptoe and your back leg is off the knee. Extend that back leg and keep your pelvis level. You're going to extend both arms up and lower your hips. Of course, for those of you who have shoulder issues and you prefer to have your hands on your hips, go right ahead, right? Again, I'm going to encourage you to try to close your eyes either halfway to gaze at the tip of your nose or to close your eyes fully. Notice how much more active the little muscles in your feet start to become, right? Give them a chance here. Let them work, okay? If you need to, you keep your eyes open, of course, right? But you'll find that, hey, you're too comfortable here now. So those who are very comfortable in your crescent lunge, which is where we are right now, try to close your eyes, right? Let's stay here for another 2 more breaths. And I want you to focus on your breathing once again, especially those with eyes closed. Make sure you're still engaging that Ujjayi breath here, right? And then very slowly, we're going to come back. But our hands are going to be together. I'm going to have you twist now towards the bent leg side. Whichever leg is in front, we're going to twist in that direction. It's my right leg in front now. I'm going to twist towards my right. Option 1, you lower your back knee down as you go into your twisting lunge, right? So from here, I'm going to try to keep my palm against palm, all right? If you need to, you can always place one hand to the ground as well, all right? So if you can, palm to palm, I'm going to keep my thumbs reaching towards the center of my chest as well. Ideally, you want to be able to stay here for about 8 breaths in total, right? So you can start off with lesser breaths first, maybe 5, and then work it up to 8, right? The longer you stay, of course, the more challenging it becomes, right? You're going to feel little muscles around the feet working very hard as well. Let's come back towards the center once again, and I'm going to have you come into your side plank. So place both hands down towards the ground, and I'm going to have you take your right leg back. I'm going to face you first, okay? I'm going to take my left arm up. So option, whichever leg is at the bottom, option 1, you're going to lower that knee down towards the ground. This will make it a lot easier for you. And if you can, both legs are off the ground. So you'll notice that I have one foot on top of the other. At this point, feel free to also have one leg in front of the other, and that's okay. With this shoulder here, the arm that's supporting you, I need you to very strongly push into the ground to help support you a lot better, to make sure that it's safer for your shoulder as well. I'm placing a lot of weight on my finger pads also. Make sure that you are doing that as well. Otherwise, your wrist is going to be at the brunt of everything, right? I'm going to come into lizard lunge now. So I'm going to take my left foot towards the front at the same time as I lower my left hand down towards the ground. So the foot is somewhat outside that hand on that same side. Option 1, you're going to lower your back knee down towards the ground. Option 2, keep that knee off the ground. And if your body allows you to, your hips allows you to, you're going to lower your forearms towards the floor also. All right, so you're going to feel it more so around the hips. All right, so if your body's not ready for it, you feel like you're straining, you're holding your breath just to do this, forget it. Just rest on your hands instead. All right, we're going to hold it here for just 2 more breaths. And 1. And then I'm going to place my hands down. All right. And then step backwards into your downward facing dog. And notice how your right hip, left hip feels at this point compared to about 15 minutes ago when you first started. All right, take baby steps forwards. Once again, we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. All right, feet together. 2 full breaths to roll up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, all the way to the top. Left foot stays, right foot, pick it up this time round. So we are at the front of our mat. Option, big toe touches the ground to help you with balance. Option 2, float your foot up higher, right? So eventually, if you can, your foot actually comes up against your opposite thigh, right? So opposite inner thigh. So think thigh against foot, foot against thigh. Once you're ready, fingers, thumbs come together, and if possible, you're going to close your eyes. Maybe look at the tip of your nose to begin with, or if you're able to, close your eyes fully. And then stay there for 4 breaths. Of course, if you can, you stay longer, but I really want you to just get connected with the little muscles around the feet and everything upstairs as well, as opposed to us keeping our eyes open and just being really comfortable for most of us who have been practicing for a while. This just changes things about so much, right? Right leg, we're going to step it back into your crescent lunge. So stay on tiptoe. Option 1, you lower your back knee down towards the ground. Option 2, you do what I'm doing and extend that back leg, knee over ankle. All right, so we're going to take both arms up, lower your hips, and if you can, gaze up. If not, look forwards, but then start to close your eyes. Again, staying here for about 4 breaths. So let's hold it here for just 1 more breath. Nice. And then we come into a twist. Elbow out, side knee, hook, palm to palm. And if you can, look up towards the ceiling. I'm really pushing my top hand in my bottom hand as well to help me go deeper into the twist. All right. Anytime you need to, lower the back knee down. 4 to 8 breaths as well. Hand comes down. I'm going to show you my back view now, all right? So from here, I'm going to come into my side plank. And this time, left arm pushes down, right arm reaches up. If you need to, bottom knee comes down towards the ground. And I'm really engaging the muscles in my legs a lot as well. So do not think of this as just ab, back, arm work. The legs are working very strongly in a side plank also. I'm just going to hold it here for 1 more breath. Top leg. Pick it up, bring it to the front along with your right arm. Come into your lizard. Back leg is on tiptoe. Option, knee down towards the ground. Option, forearms down towards the ground as well. Holding it here. We're going to stay for about 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. All right, and slowly press down. And step back into downward facing dog. And then lower your knees down towards the ground. Sit it back and then hang out for a bit. We're going to go for a commercial break. And I'll see you all for the second of 3 segments for this morning. See you later. Welcome back. I hope you guys managed to get a sip of water. We're going to come closer towards the ground now and focus more on Pilates. All right, so the breathing changes. So let's run through it. We're going to go through what we call accordion breathing. You can call it ribcage breathing. Sliding windows is how some people describe it. So the movement happens around your ribs, which is why I need you now to place your hands on your ribs, seated tall, all right, cross-legged. Again, if you want to, you can have one leg in front of the other, like how I'm doing right here. I'm going to place our hands on the ribs lightly, and as you see my hands moving, it is not because I'm moving my arms, but it's because my rib cage is expanding and contracting. Let's do that together 2 times, all right? Inhale through the nose. Exhale through mouth. Like I'm blowing 10 candles off a birthday cake. One more time. Inhale. And out. Good. Of course, in many of the movements, all right, the breathing is not so slow, okay? So I do just want to encourage you to breathe deeply, fully. Do not shallow breathe. First movement we're going to have here is what we call the seated roll up and roll down. So I'm going to have you position yourselves right in the center of your mat. And here's where you may possibly decide to use your towel, folded towel, as a cushion for your tailbone area. Some people do get very sensitive around there as you start to roll down and roll up. All right, so I'm going to have your feet about hip-width distance apart. It's like you're holding a basketball with your arms, all right, with your hands, all right? So the elbows are soft. We're going to roll down. As you inhale, you're going to articulate your spine down. So bone by bone comes down, and as you extend your arms back, do not arch your lower back. I want it to stay close to the ground, so brace yourself like somebody's about to poke you in your belly, and you're getting ready for it. When we exhale and we roll up, some of you are going to have difficulty coming up the rest of the way. Just go ahead and use one leg to help you come up. So focus more on half the movement, which is going down. That's a whole lot easier, okay? So let's try that again, just 3 more times. Inhale and exhale, roll down, bone by bone, instead of just dropping the whole chunk down. That's not work, huh? On the exhale, we're gonna arms forwards, chin to chest, and roll to come up. Let's try to keep our feet down here, all right? Let's do 2 more here. And exhale. So I feel like I'm stretching and working my abdominal muscles, using them as brakes to lower myself down. Exhale, arms forwards, chin to chest, and roll to come up. Let's do that just 1 more time here, okay? Exhale, rolling down, articulate the spine to come down. Keep the neck long. Inhale. Exhale, arms forwards, chin to chest, and roll to come back up. So the next movement is based on what you just did. But we're going to come down only halfway, right? So a half roll down, and we're going to do some arm raises here. I want to still feel that crunch going on. So bring your ribs and your hips slightly closer together and just lean back halfway. Of course, if you cannot come down as low, you just come up a little bit higher, maybe a quarter of the way. And that's where you're going to do the next movement here. We just raise the arms up without falling down, and exhale, press to come down. Remember that invisible basketball that you're holding, the imaginary basketball. Exhale. We're going to lift it up and lower it down. Good. Again. 4. Sorry, this is 3. Exhale, press down. And 4. And exhale, press down. Let's do 4 more together here, all right? Inhale. Every time your arms reach up, you start to engage your inner weight training belt a lot more, all right? 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Try not to move your head. It is only your arms that are moving here. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now hold it here. Bear with me, all right? We're going to raise your left leg up as you twist towards your left side. On the exhale, come back center. That's 1, all right? And 2, twist. And exhale, come back center. And 3, twist. Of course, if you need to sit upright to do this, go right ahead, right? And 4, and out. And 5, exhale. Let's do 3 more here together, okay? Inhale and exhale, center. 2 more and out. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. Well, let's go the other way. All right, inhale. Rotate, exhale, come back center. And 2. And I'm still leaning back halfway while I'm doing this. And 3 and out. And 4 and out. Let's do 4 more here. All right, 4. Exhale, center. 3. Don't forget to breathe out and push the air out. 2. 1 more time here. Inhale and exhale and roll down all the way. Yeah. All right, now from here, I'm going to have you make sure that you have this invisible bowl of soup that stays balanced on the top of your hips. So I don't want the pelvis to move at all. right? No moving of the pelvis at all. We're going to have your arms pressing down towards the ground, and we're going to elevate both legs up towards the ceiling. So I look like a letter L right now. I'm going to just have one leg coming down, and then exhale, bring it back up, all right? Now, option 1, you're going to lower this leg down towards the ground, the non-moving leg, all right? So left foot can stay down for option 1. Both legs stay up for option 2. Only right leg moves. Let's do this 8 times, right? Inhale, right leg goes down. Exhale, bring it back up. And 2, so this leg moves, but what's working harder for me right now is my abdominal muscles, all right? 3, actually my abs, my back, my hips, my butt, my thighs. But mostly, I'm going to feel the burn around these guys here. Let's do 4 more here. And up. 3. And up. Good. 2 more. Exhale. 1 more time. In. And up. Hold it. We change. So if you need to lower your right leg down, please go ahead and do that, all right? Left side. And exhale. And 2. I'm not resting the leg. Exhale, I bring it back up. And 3, and my bowl of soup is still here. I don't spill a drop. All right, 4, so keep that bowl level. Exhale. And 5, you're almost there. And up. Good. 6, exhale. 7, and up. One last one. Inhale. Exhale, and bend both knees and lower the legs down, right? So you should feel this whole band here really firing up, okay? It only works if you're not letting momentum come into the picture and you're not letting your back arch, right? Otherwise, the pain you're going to feel is around your back. Let's go into the next one here. You're going to still keep your upper body, you're going to still try to keep that bowl of soup there. But this time, let's have our right leg extended out. It's going to go up and down like what we did earlier, but we're going to have your left hand behind the head. Right leg out, left hand behind the head. Because now, I'm going to try to come up and bring my elbow towards that extended straight leg. That was 1. I'm going to do 8 altogether, all right? So I'm going to feel a little bit more around the side of the abdominals working as well. That's 2. So again, remember that bowl of soup. 3, I am not tilting the hips in order to come into that twist here. All right, 4. So try not to move the pelvis and only just move the leg and the opposite arm. All right, last 3 here to go. Inhale. 2 more. Inhale. 1 more time. Exhale. Twist. And we stop. Change. Other side. All right. Right hand is behind the head. Left arm extends towards the front. Let's go and extend the left leg forwards as well. You can rest the arm down. All right. Inhale, prepare. And exhale, we're going to twist. Inhale, lower. And 2, so when you lower the leg down, you want to make sure that it's controlled and you're not just swinging the leg down or dropping the leg down. You don't swing the leg up either. And 4, inhale, lower. I'm moving my legs within the frame of my body, which ensures that I'm not going to rock the hips. I'm not going to tilt the hips either. Inhale. Let's do 3 more here. Exhale. So the other leg is just staying very still. 2 more times. 1 more time. And stop. Right. I'm going to have your hands placed behind your thighs and then just roll yourselves to come up. We're going to go into a side plank now, right? So when you rest on your forearm for the side plank, again, we're going to work on that side abdominals, which we just worked on in the previous movement, right? Forearm is down towards the ground, and I'm going to try to keep it parallel to the end of my mat as well, right? Top hand goes behind the head, just like what you did. Now the legs though, if you need to, watch. Bottom leg stays down, top leg stays straight. Option 1, here's how you do the movement. Elbow down to reach for the knuckle, come back up. Option 2, you guys follow me. Both legs are straight, like what we did for the yoga part of today's practice as well. Hand goes behind the head, and let's do this together 5 times, all right? So elbow comes down towards the knuckle. Inhale, you come back up. And 2, inhale, back up. And 3, inhale, up. 4, 1 more time, 5. Good. And lower the hips down. Nice. All right, I'm going to go over to the other side, do the same thing. Of course, on your own, you can do up to 10, 15 maybe. All right, forearm down. If you need the cushioning, place it under your elbow, right? For some of us, it may be quite uncomfortable, right? So hand goes behind the head. Option 1, you guys would just stay on that bottom knee. Option 2, you're going to keep both legs straight, all right? Top elbow, let's come forwards. Exhale, reaching towards the opposite knuckles. Inhale. Exhale for 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Push into the floor strongly with the elbow, with the forearm that supports you. This is 4. Inhale. One more time. 5. Good. All right, lower the hips down. And we're going to come back into your plank once again, but towards the front of your mat. And you're going to have both hands about shoulder width distance apart, all right? So for those of you who need to use your towel for cushioning, you're going to place it under your wrist, right? So from here, we're going to go work on that same group of muscles once again, especially the side of the abdominals. So the knee goes towards the opposite elbow. And then we come back. We'll repeat that 5 times on each side. Now, for those of you who do need to make it easier for yourselves, you're just going to go onto your knees. Now watch, I'm going to bring my opposite knee towards my elbow. And then that's it, okay? So 5 on each side, but before we begin, let's have our fingers spread open, but your index fingers point more towards the front, all right? So just avoid having this kind of a position here, all right? Have your fingers fan out a little bit more and push strong. You'll find that it's a lot easier for you to press strongly onto the bottom surface area of your hands, right? So those working with me, in option 2, let's come into your plank position. Option 1, you stay on your knee. Let's pick up the right leg and move it towards your left knee for 1. Inhale back. Repeat for 2. Inhale back. And 3. Inhale back. And 4. Inhale back. 5. You know what? Let's go for 8 here, all right? Let's do 3 more together. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more times. 1 more time, and you'll notice that I'm trying not to move my upper body at all. And then lower the knees down. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. If your hands have moved for whatever reason, some of us do have slippery palms, then just please go ahead and have your hands just reset, right? So that they're shoulder width apart once again. And let's go back onto your plank position, or all fours if you're going for option 1. Left knee, right elbow. Here's 1. Inhale back. And 2. So if you want to make it harder for yourself, you would just float that leg up. All right, and 3. Inhale. And 4. Inhale. 5. So try to keep your inner weight training belt on. 6. The moment you start to feel like you're sagging your hips down, maybe it's time to just take a rest. All right, 2 more. Last one. All right, and then we go ahead and lower the knees down towards the ground. Let's have our fingers interlocked. Turn the palms forwards and up, just to give a stretch to those muscles around the hands, around the wrists. And as you exhale, round your backs. Just give your shoulders a little bit of a stretch here as well. And again, 2. Extend your arms up more if you can. And exhale. This time, I want you to place your palms down onto the ground with your fingers pointed towards you. All right, this is just before you go for another short break. All right, I'm just going to relieve some tension around your wrists for you. So if your palms or your wrists don't touch the ground like mine are, it's okay. You just try your best, all right? So as long as you feel the stretch along the inner forearm, around the wrist, you're good. Okay, stay there for just 1 more breath. And let's turn the palms towards you. Like little kitty cat paws. You're going to place the top or the yang side of your hands down towards the ground. All right, so you feel that stretch on the outer forearm this time round, or the other side of your wrist. Let's stay there for just 1 more breath. All right, and relax. All right, so I'm going to leave you guys for a very short rest once again. Have some water, towel down, and we're going to go on to the 3rd and final phase of your practice today for some stretches. All right, stay tuned. welcome back. I hope you managed to get some water, towel down, cool down. We're going to start with our stretches now. So the reason why we would always prefer to do your stretches after your workout or after warming up is because the muscles are more supple. I always like to tell my students this. You wouldn't take a frozen chicken out of the fridge and start like working on it. Okay, you got to let it thaw first before it's much easier, to work with. All right, so same goes for our muscles. You do have to let it warm up first before you can actually take it to deeper stretches. All right, so we're saving it for the last part. Legs are out. For the first stretch, it's a dynamic one. All right, we're going to go for the saw. So I'm going to have you just take your feet out to about mat width distance apart. Now, if you cannot sit upright with your legs straight, please go ahead and bend your knees. It's okay. You may even want to have that folded up towel under your hips at this point, and that's okay. All right, so as long as you can sit up tall, your spine is more elongated, you're not rounding or slouching at this point before we go for your twist, then you're good. So if you can, keep your legs straight with me. We're going to extend our arms out. Now watch me first, okay? Where you look at will determine the position of your spine. So I'm going to turn towards my right side first. Now as I exhale, I'm going to take my pinky finger, saw the outside of my pinky toe. That's why it's called the saw, right? Okay, so I'm going to inhale for 1, and then I exhale, 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 3 counts, but I'm looking at my hand that's behind. That helps me to keep the back of my neck long, okay? So we're going to do this just 3 times on each side. Let's head towards the right side first, all right? Get ready, and inhale, out, out, out. Inhale, up tall, left side, exhale, exhale, hip pump, 3, and inhale, and 2. Exhale, 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 inhale, up tall, and left side, 1, 2, 3. Let's do that one more time each way, okay? And 1, 2, 3, inhale, last one, exhale, 2, 3, and inhale, coming back up, and then hands come down. I'm going to face you now for a seated side bend. Let's have our right leg bent and our left leg straight, okay? So I want the breathing to be a relaxed one right now. If you could imagine yourself, I know it's been a long time since any of us has gone on a holiday, but if you remember how you were breathing by the poolside, can you try to breathe that way while you go for this stretch for me? This helps to make sure that your body doesn't feel tense, and the way we breathe has a very strong relation to the way we feel also, right? So if I can have you just extend your left arm towards your left leg, towards your left foot. You're going to extend your right arm up and overhead. Take an inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, just kind of dangle yourself down, reaching towards your foot. For those of you who can, please feel free to reach for your foot. But I am not trying too hard. The moment you try too hard, your body starts to tense up. So you are not getting that stretch that you think you're getting, right? So if you can reach for your foot, great. If not, let the body take its time to change, right? It took you time to get tight and stiff around the joints. It's going to take you time to undo that as well. So you should feel that stretch along the side of your torso. It's a spine stretch, but you feel the superficial muscles around the top side of your torso here, the right side, getting that stretch, right? Holding it out here. And for those of you who are very tight around the legs, you're going to feel it around here as well. Let's hold it there for just 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. So if you're kind of stuck here, it's okay, all right? And then slowly come back up. Okay, keep that leg straight. We're going to turn our body, our torso, to face that straight leg now. And of course, if the towel is still there, keep it there. You probably need it at this point as well, right? So I'm going to face my foot. I'm going to face my thigh. I'm going to bring my torso closer towards my thigh without feeling pain to the lower back. If I do, I'm just going to go ahead and bend that knee, and that's fine, all right? So just see what works best for you, all right? Take an inhale. And as you exhale, fold forwards, right? Let your chest lead the way down to bring itself towards your thigh. We're going to hold it here for just another 3 more deep breaths. Gaze towards your thigh. Gaze towards your knee. And then hold it there for just 1 more breath. Of course, the longer you can stay, the better. Right? I'm not going to hold you here for too long. You can do that anytime throughout the day, a few more times if that's what your body needs, and you'll feel that stretch along the back also. All right, and slowly coming back up. do the same thing on the other side. And we'll start out with that side bend first, all right? So left leg is bent, right leg is straight now. Extend that leg out. If you need to bend that knee a little bit, go right ahead, okay? Don't expect it to feel the same on this side. We are all quite in balance, All right, now take your right arm, extend it towards your right foot, and then your left arm goes up and overhead. As you exhale, come into that side bend. If you got to stop halfway and your body just kind of stuck that way, just stay there, all right? If you can, you go down further, coming into your side bend. I'm not really pulling very hard either, okay? So in a while, we will have our chest facing the ground, but at this point, I'm not, okay? So I want to feel that stretch along the side, and that's why it's called a side bend, right? And I want to feel the stretch on the side and not the back just yet. We'll do that later. All right, so just hold it here for another 3 more deep, full breaths. And 2. And 1. And very slowly, coming back up. We're going to turn our torso to face our thigh this time. That feels so good, all right? You'll be surprised. Many of us don't get enough side bending done, okay? So don't forget to do that for yourselves once in a while, every week, okay? Now we're going to keep that leg straight with your toes pointed towards you. And if you need to, like I said earlier, bend that knee. This is just a lot kinder for those of you with low back issues, okay? Now take an inhale. And as you exhale, melt forwards. We're going to fold forwards, trying to bring our forehead closer towards our knee, our chest closer towards our thigh, and then toes are still pointing up towards the ceiling as much as possible. Do not start to feel that pain around your lower back and endure through that, all right? Sometimes pain is a way of your body telling you something is wrong. Now that's different from the discomfort that you feel, the temporary discomfort that you feel when you're stretching, right? So know the difference between a bad pain and a good discomfort, right? And then very oftentimes I tell people, the discomfort you feel along the bone is okay. But when you feel it where bone meets bone around your joints, you really want to try to move away from that, okay? Let's hold it here for just 1 more breath. And then slowly come back up. Take your time. Don't rush when you're coming out of the poses as well, right? Now, we're going to come into your next pose, which is one of my favorites as well. A pigeon. You're going to feel it all along the outside of your hip, your thigh, and even towards the back of your hips and your low back, all right, if you're really, really tight around there. I'm going to have you started on all 4s first, all right? So from here, I'm going to have you bring your right knee towards your right hand. Your left foot though, for those of you who can, you're going to wiggle it closer forwards. But the moment you're going to feel a discomfort around your knee or your hip, you just bring your foot closer towards your hip instead, right? So I'm going to have you scoot that straight leg behind you further towards the back end of your mat. And from there, your hips will come closer towards the ground already, right? Now from there, I'm going to have you just slowly bring your chest closer towards the ground, towards the front of your mat. Melting your chest closer towards the ground, you're going to feel a deeper stretch at the outside of your right hip. Whichever leg is bent, you're going to feel the stretch on the outside of that hip, right? So ease yourself into it. At no point in time are you just forcing it, right? Once you force, you actually create more tension and stress instead, right? It's the opposite of what we're trying to create here. So let your chest kind of melt down towards the ground. And for those of you who are more flexible, feel free to just lower your forehead towards the ground also. And then you know what? This is one of those poses that you can actually stay for a couple of minutes, okay? But heads up, if you stay there for longer, yep, the benefits are there. More stretching, not just to the muscles, but to your connective tissue as well. But you're going to have what we call a rebound effect when you come out of it, okay? So some people will have tingling sensations, numbness, pins and needles, all right? You might want to come out earlier than that, but just time yourself and see how long you're staying on one side. Try to keep it the same on the other side as well, all right? So let's press to come back up, and we're going to switch sides, all right? Come onto all 4s, and let's change it over to the left side. Left knee, left hand. Slide your back leg further behind you, and we're going to just kind of wiggle that front foot closer towards the opposite hand. All right? And if you're okay with the hips quite close to the ground, you're going to start to come down towards the ground. So now I feel that stretch all along the outside of my left hip. Okay? It may not feel exactly the same. In fact, it may be much more or much less intense, right? So sometimes injuries come into play and they hinder you from certain movements. Do not move away from it. In fact, stretches and movements are even more so important for those of us who have scar tissue, like myself, okay? Because it helps us to introduce more circulation, and it helps with the recovery process as well. And if you move away from that, in time to come, you're going to lose your ability to move around that area entirely. You're going to suffer from pain because a lot of things get pinched there. Your nerves get pinched as well. It's not just your blood capillaries, and it limits the circulation around that area. So move, even though it's uncomfortable at times, but it just gets easier, right? It's just something that you have to manage for life. Okay, holding it there for 2 more breaths. Again, for those of you who can, you lay down. 1 more breath. All right, and we're gonna sweep that front leg backwards, all right? And we're gonna come onto your tummy. We're going to stretch out the front side of your torso. For those of you with low back pain, I would encourage you to just come onto your forearms instead. So you come into your Sphinx with your elbows below your shoulders. Your hands, your arms are shoulder width distance apart. And you're going to keep your upper and lower teeth touching while you try to gaze up and keep your chin reaching up as well. Once I do this with my head, with my chin, I'm going to feel a stretch across the front of my abdomen, my crunching muscles, all right? So very oftentimes you'll hear me say, to get a better crunch, you're going to bring your chin in towards your chest. The reverse is true. When you bring your chin away from your chest, you're going to feel a deeper stretch, right? So allow that to happen more intensely by keeping your teeth touching, right? It helps you bring your chin up higher. And if you can, you're going to slide your hands next to your ribs, press to come up into your up dog, okay? So just make sure that you're not dropping your weight into your arms, into your shoulders. Push away from the ground. You're gonna find the muscles around the shoulders start to engage a lot better, and your neck just naturally lengthens out, okay? Stay there for 2 more breaths. And again, you're still trying to keep your chin reaching up towards the ceiling, and you're gonna feel that stretch across the front side of your abs also. And now follow me. We're gonna add a twist here, all right? I'm gonna turn my chest away from you towards the right side, but I'm going to look towards my right foot also. I'm going to look towards my right heel. In doing that, my pelvis naturally tilted. I'm going to feel more of a stretch towards the left side of my waist, left side of my torso. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So let's turn the other way. Look towards your left heel, look towards your left foot. You're going to feel that stretch across the right side of your waist, the right side of your torso. All right, holding it there for just 1 more breath. Okay, come back towards the center, and let's counter that with a child's pose. In Pilates, we call it a shell stretch. In yoga, we call it child's pose. Now remember, these are names of movements, right? You can give it another name as well. So if you forget about the names, that's fine, okay? But this is a good one to help stretch the low back, right? Holding it there for just 2 more breaths. So you should feel your hips sinking down towards your heels, holding it there for just 1 more breath. And then slowly come on back up. And let's come into a seated position here, all right? If you want to sit on your towel, you want to sit on a cushion, that's perfectly fine also. But I'm going to work on a little breathing practice with you here, all right? And it's something that you probably want to make use of on days that you feel really hot, and you just need a little bit of a quick fix to cool your temperature down, right? To bring your temperature down. So find yourself seated tall in a comfortable position, and you can do this on a chair as well, all right? So just make sure that you don't feel like you're rounding your back, because that can limit your lung capacity. So sit up tall, relax your shoulders. Now here's how we breathe. Shoulders are relaxed, and as you inhale, it is through your mouth. But this is not possible for some people, okay? With the curling of the tongue, some people just can't do that. And if you are one of those, it's okay. This is your alternative. You just form a straw with your mouth instead. And like a vacuum cleaner, you're going to suck the air in, okay? If you cannot do the rolling of the tongue, you do that. But if you can roll your tongue like me, your straw is your tongue. And you know how many nerve endings there are around the surface of the tongue, right? So it cools your body down really fast. We're going to do that together 4 times. When you breathe out, it is through your nose, okay? So don't force it. I do not want you to feel like you're tensing up your neck or your jaws too much when you're drawing the air in, right? So just let it happen. If it's not a very full breath yet, it's okay. Don't tense up, right? So let's do 4 rounds here. Take an inhale, curl your tongue. Mouth closed, exhale through nose. It should already feel cooler, all right? Round 2, curl your tongue. Mouth closed, exhale through nose. Again, for those of you who can't curl your tongue and you've tried, you just do the straw with your mouth. Inhale, round 3. Mouth closed, exhale through nose. One more time. Inhale. Mouth closed, exhale. Feels so cool already. The other reason why I like this breathing method is how it forces you to breathe slower. When you have that narrow passageway that you're trying to inhale from, it's going to take you a bit longer to finish your breath. Similarly, on the exhale, you want to do it a little slower than normal as well. So in doing that, it's going to trick your body into going into a more relaxed state, even if you were in a stressful situation. Just a couple of breaths is going to do the trick, right? So I hope that this morning's practice was very helpful to everyone. And I do look forward to seeing you all again on Wednesday. Have a great week ahead. Bye.